You have to figure out ways, and everybody's different. That's how the book kind of talks about.
Inspiration comes in many different forms, but finding it when you need it the most can be difficult. Life has a way of causing disadvantages, but even when you have little hope of succeeding, fight for what you believe in. And whether that fight is for yourself or others, stay true to your own nature. It's these disadvantages and conflicts that can sometimes bring us down. At times, they are brought upon by outside forces, but in many instances, it's your own mind that can create these feelings of doubt. To fight them, learn to armor plate your thoughts and feelings against this negativity, so that regardless of what is affecting you, you can say, "You can't hurt me." The first person to stand up for you is yourself.
We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain.
Most people are only living up to a fraction of their full potential. In addition to guarding your mind, learn to remove the limitations on what you believe you can do, so that nothing is stopping you from succeeding. Allow the others that have come before you to motivate you to be your best person. Don't give up on your goals and don't quit, even if the way you envisioned achieving those goals is different than from when you started. Starting the path toward these goals can be a hard step, but you need to see the end before the beginning ever happens. Visualize you succeeding in your goals every single day until you reach that milestone. And no matter what pain or suffering it takes to get there, move through it until you arrive at that destination.
Visualizing is my biggest tool of life. You know, the one gift I have, with all that being said, what you just said there, is I have the ability to see the end before the beginning even begins. And what that means is I know that to get to the very end, I can see it right now. So before I went to Buds, and I was losing all this weight and shit, I saw myself walking across the stage. That's why I had to get into the door. I saw myself 6 months, a year later, whatever's gonna take me to do it, I saw myself walking across that stage, getting that certificate of graduation from Buds. And I was able to be there, and that feeling, that I was nowhere near that feeling, I was able to put myself there 1,000,000 times. Every feeling of like, that is gonna feel amazing. That's what made me suffer. That's what allowed the pain to be real and say, this is worth it. I wanna feel for this next 18 months, it took me 18 months to finally become a Navy SEAL, to finally, just get through Buds. 18 months, it's 6 months, it took me 18. That's all it is. A few seconds of joy.
There's some insight, but it's an overall message to people that we're all, a lot of us are going through a hard time in life. Some people have been bullied, some people are just stressed out, some people are insecure, some people are fat and overweight, and the world puts a lot of this shit in your mind. It's not just you, you help it. My whole thing is about, I had to develop a mindset that was indestructible. I had to armor plate my mind. It's about what you're saying to yourself, but it also comes with work. So whenever I was getting beat down, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever I was going through, just saying, I would put, you can't hurt me. Can't hurt me just became a message. I would say to myself, that's just kind of where it comes from. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. The mind has a governor, like a car. If you're driving a car and the car has a governor on it, the car may say 130 miles an hour, but the governor's set for 91. Once that governor sets in, you get to 91, that car starts doing this. The car wants to go.
Who never picked me up when I fell. She taught me how to get up when I was knocked down. I thank my uncle for always being there for me. And I thank all of you out here who fought in these wars. You have no idea how big of a deal this is to me. I was not always this strong guy you see. I went through a lot of hard times in my life to get here today. A story I'll tell you with real quick. I tried once to get in the Air Force to be an Air Force pararescueman, and I quit for fear of the water. I was 175 pounds. I left the Air Force 4 years later at 300 pounds. I went from 175 to 300 pounds. There's a long story in there on how that came to be. But I sat around and read a book on the Medal of Honor. And those guys, all I wanted to be was an uncommon man. And my whole life, I was not that, much worse than that. But I read stories about men like you, Doc, who had the courage to jump on grenades and stuff like that.
So my mom caught my dad cheating. We got home about 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm about 7, 8 years old. I hear some ruckus outside my room as I'm getting ready to bed down for the night. My mom and dad are outside my room because there's a staircase right there. And my dad is smacking the hell out of my mom and knocks her almost unconscious, where she's kind of out of it, she's kind of loopy. She falls down, he grabs her by her hair and drags her down the stairs by her hair. And so at this age, I'm sitting thinking, man, you know, what should I do, man? Like, you know, I'm scared, but then something in me saying, you gotta go and do something. I'm scared to death of this guy because he's been beating the shit out of me since I can remember. And I mean, like, laying me out for nothing. And I'm sitting thinking, man, okay, man, like, what am I gonna do? So my brother, he and I were very different. When my brother would see the fighting, he would go to this room and hide. I didn't do that. I always stuck around. So this time I stuck around and I decided to help her out. So I go on the stairs and I jump on his back, and literally he tells my mom, you're raising a gangster, as she's like on the floor. And he's almost smiling, almost like proud, but that smile went to a frown pretty quick, and he beat the living hell out of me. And he beat me literally from my neck down to my ankles.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe for more content.